Aloha, it's Lina Girl hanging out in the Kanileʻa Sound Studio. Today we're talking story with two incredible artists, one with roots deep in jazz and blues, the other loves pop. But together, they make magic. It's Craig and Sarah in our Artist Spotlight series on The Breakdown. And here we are talking story with Craig and Sarah. Oh, wait, sorry, Craig and Sarah. Pointed to the wrong guys. Hi, family. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me.
Our pleasure.
Yay.
Our pleasure.
I know it's so weird to see you guys not with ukuleles in your hands.
It is a little weird. I don't quite know what to do
with my hands right now, but it's all right. It's
kind of like that, right? Yeah. But no, I just wanted to introduce you to our family that might not know you, and for my Craig and Sarah fans that are out there, I might get some extra scoops. Ooh. But for those that have not yet met Craig and Sarah, evolution of Craig and Sarah.
So BC, before Craig, as Sarah likes to joke. No, we I was lucky enough to grow up here on Oahu. So ukulele has always been a part of my upbringing. And we both actually have a history of classical music. I started on the cello, Sarah started on the violin. But when I was getting ready to go to the University of Oregon, I knew I didn't want to bring a cello with me. I couldn't see myself at the party with the cello on my back, kind of a thing. And so I was like, I really want to take something fun.
That's not how you get chicks. No.
Oh, come on.
And so I picked up the ukulele, and this was during a time where we had incredible, inspiring artists that were doing new things with it. So yes, there was still the incredible kind of classical, traditional Hawaiian music, but we had groups like Pure Heart. We had the Ka'au Crater Boys. I mean, monster players that were doing some incredible things with it. And for me, that's when I'm going to take up the ukulele. And so I went to college, got a chance to join the Hawaii Club band right away, and kind of worked with them. And from there, I got a chance to work with Troy for a little bit. I got a chance to work with Jake for a little bit, the Sukuma Studios for a little bit, and just taking in all that I could and creating kind of my own style with that.
Yep.
And then that kind of led me to do, by the way, Eugene, Oregon has one of the best ukulele communities in the world. And I was very, very lucky to kind of be a part of that. And they had a great ukulele festival there called the Eugene Uktoberfest. And so that's how I got to meet artists like Aldrin Guerrero for the first time, James Hill, all these huge kind of pillars now in the ukulele community. And I was lucky enough to kind of be, again, re-inspired by people like that who are doing this for a living, and kind of showcasing that there's so much more that you can do with the ukulele besides just, play at the coffee shops or play at these small venues, but there was much more to it, especially with the teaching side. And I was able to kind of jump on the kind of ukulele circuit, as they say, from there. And I'll let Sarah kind of catch up to that point. And then we can talk about,
So
wait, if that was BC, then this is BS?
I know, that's exactly, I'm just like.
I don't know if we can say that on camera.
I didn't say that.
So,
but no lie.
Yeah. So I was playing ukulele, and I was on the circuit, as Craig had said, and we actually had our own separate careers. And then we actually ended up chatting with each other because we had a mutual friend, Michael Da Silva, actually. And people always think we make this up. This is totally not made up.
Wait, hang on, sis. Yes. Rewind me back a little bit. Where are you originally from?
I am originally from Birmingham, Alabama.
And there was an ukulele shop in Birmingham, Alabama that you used to cruise at? And I mean, how does a Birmingham, Alabama girl pick up the ukulele?
That is an excellent question. So for me, like the start of my career, I actually, I played classical violin for a very long time. And then I went to college in North Carolina. In North Carolina, I studied costume technology, which is a fancy way of saying I make patterns for costumes. And I ended up getting a job out at University of California, San Diego.
Wow.
And being
right across the nation.
Yeah. Just woo. So I went over, and I had quit playing music completely. And was just focused on that. And, it was lonely when I moved. I didn't know anybody. I had a very small group of friends, thankfully, at the costume shop. And it was actually one of those friends, my good friend Lissa. I moved over in 2004 and it was 2006. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I just saw the coolest thing. You've got to come check it out. There are all of these people playing ukulele at this pizza place, and there's hula, and it's packed." And I was like, "What is this?"
At a pizza joint.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. So it was every Wednesday. So we went the next Wednesday, and I guess I must have had a look on my face or something, because immediately after the first song, people started bringing me instruments and like, "It's easy, try. And it was one of those moments where I had never heard the ukulele really. I mean, I had heard R. Crumb and his Cheap Suit Serenaders, which is like not traditional music. That was my like introduction to ukulele, right? So actually hearing the music that it was originally intended to play, and just everyone was so kind and so generous, and it completely transformed my life. All of a sudden, I had friends, and just like it was an amazing experience. And so for me, the instrument really helped, because I was in a really dark place in my life at that point, and it really brought me out of it. And being able to play music again, I forgot how much I missed it. I stopped playing it so I could focus on a totally different career, because I quit violin thinking I'll never be a professional musician. There's too many people wanting to do that. And now here we are. But so for me, my start of ukulele was a very healing beginning. And that's one of the things that I am just like, I'm so incredibly grateful for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now we're on the circuit.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah's in the jam and Craig's in the jam and you look at each other across a smoky cafe, and no, I don't know how this happened. How did this happen?
Well, so the biggest thing I think that brought us together is that when we both kind of were doing our own thing, one thing connected us, and that was our teaching.
Yeah.
We were always being raved about it as teachers, and so we kept getting hired at a lot of these events that had a strong focus on the teaching side of it. And once we kind of saw one year, oh my gosh, we're doing a lot of festivals together. Did you want to collab a little bit and kind of create something, since we're going to be doing these things together? So we started working together, and it was great. Being able to find someone that you connect with musically and being able to work together is kind of that fairy tale of like things happening, in the right time, the right place.
Yeah.
And so I feel very fortunate and very lucky to have found Sarah at that point in time, because it really did change the path of what I looked at as the ukulele for a career, and for things of how to kind of take not only my playing to the next level, combining forces with the different styles that we had, but look at teaching differently and look at different paths that we could take as professional artists.
Yeah. So being here in the Kanileʻa Sound Studio, Kanileʻa artists, how long have you folks had this incredible relationship with Joe and Kristen Souza?
I want to say 2014 at least. At least, yeah.
Well, okay, so before we even touch upon that, one of the great things that I love about the relationship too is that not only did we grow so much from that collaboration to start, and seeing, especially because, during that big time, our sound that we were trying to find was two ukuleles with two different tunings, and really kind of pairing that together. Again, you talk about collaborations that really helped Sarah and I find our sound together.
Yes.
And so our careers changed and kind of shot off from there, but also seeing what Kanileʻa has done as a company and investing not only in artists and the community, but also with investing in Hawaii's forests, with Reforest Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, and things like that, where we were so proud to like be a part of that in any way that we could, and even just being a small like inkling of supporting that kind of stuff as well. So to me, it's been such a wonderful relationship. So it doesn't feel like we're working with a company per se, but it really is with again, people, investing in the people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember all of those early meetings with Joe, where he was because we were trying.
He's fun, yeah.
I love Joe.
No, when he talks ukulele, you better be ready to sit down, have lunch,
Yes.
get something fun to drink, and just because that man just loves to collaborate and he loves to innovate this instrument. That's the reason why we've gone this far.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and he invested in us. He did things that you guys have never done before. You know, we were the first to have
The sound port.
the sound port, a little bevel on the side. I mean,
Yeah.
he used our original customs as a kind of prototype for a lot of things that kind of branched off to today's models. So we felt so grateful to, again, kind of push that innovation a little bit and again, help create other options and opportunities. It was really wonderful.
Yeah, and I do have to add that our original customs were wedding gifts. We actually received them at our wedding. That's where we first played them. And so our original customs, like even though I know we have new ones that are beautiful and sound amazing, I still love playing our originals because there's just that little extra.
Meaningful, right?
Yeah.
Well, you folks kind of bring something a little bit different as instructors because you guys are both classically trained in music. Period. Yeah. You have to be in order to play the violin and the cello. So I think that in my mind that tends to elevate you folks on a different level than somebody who may have just picked up the ukulele, started playing, and said, I think I like teach people, you know what I mean? And that's fine too. I believe that there's a space for that. Yeah. But just having been in your Artist Works classes and having been on the other side of the jazz jam and the riffs and licks classes, being able to see that musicality come forward into the ukulele. Because I think that there is a big group of people out there that think the ukulele is a toy.
Yes.
And you folks have shown them that it is not. It can be a career and it is an instrument that can create all of these incredible sounds. Am I making stuff up here or?
No, I agree. And it's one of those things that I know for myself, especially because it was the instrument coming into my life at the point that it came into and being so inspirational and re-inspiring that love of music I always had. For me, it's always been about showing people how amazing this instrument is, showing people the joy it can bring. And both of us really love to demystify things and just say, you know what, music theory might sound really scary, but you know what, with this little instrument in your hands, you'll be able to do things that you never thought were possible. Because there's something about the ukulele that it's not intimidating. Because so many people think of it as a toy, people have a much more open mind as students to try new things. And it's such a welcoming community of people that if you mess up, everyone still cheers. And everybody wants to help. Everyone's rooting for each other because the ukulele's always kind of had like an underdog feeling, right?
Yep.
And so you're all in it together. And that's one of the things that I just love about the community and something that I always keep in the forefront of my mind whenever I am teaching.
And actually, before we move on, I do have to be upfront and give props where it's due, because the only reason why there is a community that exists right now is that during a time where the ukulele wasn't quite as popular, we still had people all over the nation that were running these ukulele clubs,
festivals,
and festivals, and creating that community. And there's people also from Hawaii that were traveling and sharing their love of the ukulele. It was
very community driven.
Yeah.
This is not coming from the corporate world
exactly.
down. This is from
it was all
grassroots
and going from there. Exactly. And when people, a lot of the festivals that started were from volunteers, and they were just so passionate about creating an event, but also being able to support these artists that were coming out. So like people like Lil Rev who've toured across the U.S. hundreds of
bluegrass,
times.
The craziest bluegrass ukulele.
Kathy and Marcy, these are people who have been doing this way before the ukulele has gotten to this level. Yeah. So I really want to give thanks to all of those people who invested that kind of time and energy to create platforms and opportunities for us to be able to connect. So
beautiful segue, my friend, because that's what I wanted to talk story about. I mean, the one thing that I would have to say if somebody said, can you please describe Craig and Sarah? I say, well, Craig is nuts. Sarah's sweet. Nah, just kidding. No, the one word to describe the both of you would be collaborative. Because I know that there are artists that can stand alone, play solo, do their thing, and that's awesome. But I also know that this particular instrument, this industry, loves connection. That's the whole idea of playing an ukulele, is that you're not sitting in a dark room by yourself and playing it. That's not that kind of addictions we have. Yeah. We're addicted to just buying more of them, but we don't just sit there by ourselves. We want collaboration. And you folks have really shown that in a lot of the events that you folks have done, both in person at festivals and retreats and online. So can you tell me, just off the top of your head, your top 3 favorites that you've worked with recently?
That's hard.
Oh, sorry. On the spot. That's hard.
Well, even leading up to like the online stuff. So, once we started doing a lot of work together at the festivals, then, for us, it was like, okay, now what? I kind of want to work with our close friends. Well, if we're not hired at the same event, then we don't get to work with them. Let's start creating our own. So we started doing our ukulele cruises. I think 6 of them now, where we got to invite some of our close friends to help teach and play. We started doing retreats, again, being able to create opportunities, not only for our friends who are professionals, but for up and coming artists as well. And like you said, we're trying to support the community in the same that we had that help with, know. So we're doing our best to do that, and especially being here in Hawaii now is, oh my gosh, it's so different. It's been so incredible to just start working with like, we got to meet Kanileʻa for the first time this past couple of years.
Kanileʻa Camarillo.
Yes. Amazing.
Amazing player. As well as I love Keolu.
Yes.
They're sassy, those 3.
Yeah,
sassy.
But Corey Mao, excellent teacher, sweetheart. And I love how they share the music and the history when we had them at our retreats. Because for us, it's really important. We were given all of these amazing opportunities. We were able to do festivals all around the world for multiple years just before the pandemic. And us, especially after having our son, it's like, all right, we can't travel right now, but you know what we can do? We can give back, and we can help out, and we can give those who are in our position a chance. So anytime we can, it's important for us to be able to help out, especially now that we're here in Hawaii. It's like, help local musicians be able to get to the mainland, be able to find ways of showcasing local talent to a global audience with the online events.
Well, like for better or worse, we get to work with Niue a lot more since they're so close now. No, they're great guys.
I love them. We always give them trouble.
But even like being able to work with some of our heroes like Herb and Jake more, because now
we're here.
Within a quick...
Like 20-minute drive?
Yeah, so we've been so fortunate. So we're always trying to, at this point, create, invest in people. That's our big thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we try to up our quality as much as we can, but what we're really investing in is people.
Absolutely.
That's what
and I see that. And I just love the fact that you guys are not keeping it here in Hawaii. Yeah. You folks are taking it. This is a global audience, right?
Yes.
This is a global audience. So we're winding down 2022. We're getting into 2023. What kind of fun things are we going to see from Craig and Sarah?
Oh, you want me to talk about it?
I feel like I'm talking too much.
So this past year we had in 2020, what year is this? 2022? Yes.
Yeah. Almost done.
Yes. In 2022, we had our in-person retreat that actually did really well. We had such a wonderful time. And so we immediately were like, all right, we're doing it next year. So in 2023, in March, we will have our ukulele retreat, Hawaii. And that's actually already sold out. So that one... we are really, really grateful. So that one we're doing, but then because that one sold out so quickly, we're actually going to be doing one in July/August of 2023 in Long Beach, bringing Hawaii to you.
Beautiful, on the continent.
And then we have something that we really haven't super officially announced yet. So in 2023, we're not 100% sure the date yet, but we are going to start back up our Mini Fest, which is our huge online ukulele festival.
You guys did that 2 years ago, right? 2020.
2020. Yep, we did 2 online. It was the first. I think it's the very
views
first.
on that is like in the tens of thousands. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that one. So we're going to do it again, but the focus is going to be global ukulele. So we're going to have ukulele clubs from around the world join us, as well as local artists too. So that's going to be a really awesome, fun, like 6-hour long live stream.
So we just stalk you on socials to find out that Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff.
And our website too. If you join our mailing list, you will know as soon as everything is out. CraigandSarah.com.
Let's
Nice.
see. We
And
have
what else?
we have some big lessons coming up for Artist Works. We're again, now that we're home with Cameron, we are looking at more possibilities of how do we do more online? How do we connect even more? So we're creating a bunch of little programs here and there, again, just to help connect the ukulele community. So everything is about connection and showcasing these artists in different ways.
Well, like the Backyard Concert Series. We have our Backyard Concert Series that's starting back up in November of 2022.
Kanileʻa is a proud sponsor.
Yes. And Niue is the very first group that's going to be shown in November. And then we have a bunch of other folks like Brittany Paiva, Chris Fujigami, Abe Lagrimas Jr. There's a bunch of folks that are going to be
I love that.
on it. So we're really excited.
And what I love about that too is that the first season went really well. For the second season, we had a lot of support from community members. And we also got support from local businesses like Kanileʻa, of course, and
Ala Moana
Hotel, Hawaiian Host. So we're very excited that, again, we're able to connect more also than just ukulele, but we're starting to now create a platform where we can showcase just fantastic music in general and fantastic artists and giving a chance for people to be a part of it. So for a lot of our supporters for that, we're doing a ton of behind the scenes things and kind of showcasing what it's like to make a big production with that with just 2 people. And
You are 2 incredible people.
Oh my gosh. So for me, especially the last 2 years, I felt almost like going to school again in the sense of this is the direction we want to go. How do we accomplish that? So we had to shift gears a little bit, but I think
Learning along the way.
Yeah.
Taking your past experiences and helping that to propel you forward.
Yeah.
It's the smartest thing to do. All right. Well, that's amazing. I'm so excited for everything that's coming up for you guys, and I'm going to be a part of it. And if they don't let me, I'm just going to hang out in front of their house and just knock on the door and bring toys to Cameron, their son, until they let me in. But again, CraigandSarah.com online. Make sure you're looking for them. And so many great things coming up. Thanks for joining us right here. It's the Artist Spotlight Series on The Breakdown. I'm Lina Girl, Craig and Sarah. Aloha.